Ballerina Rosie by Sarah Ferguson, illustrated by Diane Goode. To my beautiful, magical Beatrice and Eugenie, my girlies who dance in my heart always. Everyone called her Rosie Red Curls, but inside she was just Rosie, and more than anything, Rosie loved to dance. Every morning before breakfast, Rosie would practice with Bear. Next, she'd slide down the stairs, her toes always pointed. Finally, she'd twirl around twice and try not to fall over. On the way to school, Rosie would skip all the way. "I'm a star," she would tell her mother. Rosie wore her ballet tutu everywhere. Her tutu was great for tree climbing. In the tree branches, Rosie made crowns from the rhododendron twigs she found on the ground. At night, before Rosie went to sleep, Rosie's mother read her storybooks from when she was a little girl: The Nutcracker, Swan Lake, and Sleeping Beauty. Rosie longed to dance them all and fell asleep dreaming of her life to come. One morning, Rosie made her entrance to breakfast with a thud. "Rosie dear," said Mother, "I think it is time for ballet school for you." Her mother said, "Rosie, if you work hard, you will find your special talent. That is what you love doing the most and what makes your heart smile." Rosie was sure it was dancing. She knew she was a prima ballerina waiting to be discovered. On Saturday, Rosie and her mother arrived at the Hearst Lodge Dance School. Rosie couldn't believe she was so lucky to get out of her chores to go to dance class. "Hello, I am Madame Nathalie," said a tall, thin lady whose dress rustled when she walked. Rosie thought she smelled like lavender. She seemed nice. "I am going to call you Rosie Red Curls, just like your mom does," Madame Nathalie said. "Back straight, girls. Heads high, toes pointed. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Rosie pushed her shoulders back and held her head high. But in the long dance mirror, she looked like a wilted flower. Crash! Rosie's foot was twisted and she tripped into Francesca. "Rosie Red Curls, point your feet," Madame Nathalie directed. 1, 2, 3, 4. But try though, she might. Rosie seemed to have lost her talent for dance, or at least that's how she felt. She never had a misstep practicing at home with Bear. During school on Monday, Rosie made sure she had perfect posture, just like the prima ballerinas. She took small ladylike steps everywhere she went. She crossed her ankles daintily when she sat in the lunchroom. By the end of the day, Rosie was exhausted. "I never thought being a star ballerina would be this hard," she told her friends. The next Saturday, Rosie and her mother arrived at the Hearst Lodge Dance School. "Today, ladies, we'll work on your foot positions. First, second, third." The following Saturday, it was the plie. The next week was the pirouette. And the week after that was the arabesque. At home, Rosie thought she'd never dance like a prima ballerina. Rosie didn't practice with Bear anymore. She didn't twirl and didn't skip. Rosie didn't want to dance anymore. On Saturday morning, when Rosie woke up, there was a pink box at the bottom of her bed. "For Rosie Red Curls, from a special friend." Inside was a beautiful pair of red ballet shoes with lovely red ribbons. Rosie couldn't wait to try them on. In class, in her new shoes, Rosie did a perfect plie and a graceful arabesque, and she was the best in class at the pirouette. "Bravo, Rosie," said Madame Nathalie. It was then that Rosie noticed that her new shoes were just like the red shoes in the photograph Madame Nathalie had on the piano. Madame Nathalie, my shoes are like the one in the picture, she said quietly after class. Yes, Rosie, that is a picture of me. Those ballet slippers were a gift to me when I was your age, and I wanted you to have a pair just like them. Thank you. I'm a much better dancer in them, Rosie said. You always were a talented dancer, Rosie. You just needed practice and confidence. That comes from inside you, not from your shoes. Oh, thank you, Madame, said Rosie, and she did her best curtsy.